Hey everybody, welcome back to Nat 2.
Where it's just the two of us.
Naturally.
Ah!
On oncoming, a plane descending.
Freaking recap, stuff happened. What's the noise that Yezi hears? Last episode, a lot happened. Fingers and Ethiad had a very strained conversation.
Every vowel. Strained
conversation. And convinced Ethiad to stay at the house and not come with
It was
them.
a struggle, man.
Well, he wanted to leave.
Oh, well, rock head, dude. Hard-headed guy.
Yeah, I'm 16.
That's true,
Give
yeah.
me-
The
give me a
prime
break.
time for that.
Yeah, and then Fingers and Yezi had some convos too about
A lot of
a
convos.
lot of convos happening.
Take out your perception dice,
yeah, and
you jerk. Anyway, yeah.
it's
you're saying.
true. It's so true.
Can't do anything about it.
What
you should
I
do,
like
be like this,
perceiving.
I want to roll a hit on Meredith. Slap her right in her smart mouth. Just to shake things up a little bit. Can I jump up all of this flight of stairs?
Honestly, Iffy would be doing more
Yeah.
stuff like that.
I made you roll for Iffy to do a handstand.
Yeah, you're
okay?
right.
So whose fault is that?
Anyways, and then Iffy and Thalen had a conversation that was pretty intense, where Thalen was not sure whether or not he should go along with all of this, and then they kind of threw some theories around about what could be happening. They didn't really land on anything too concrete, but there was some talk about maybe them knowing that Tavamil's mom was sick and wanting to use her as a dummy of sorts to try to figure out how to maybe make the king not sick.
Indeed. They being the Weftway clan.
Yes. And they kind of connected some dots that Tembra Talenthi must have been in contact with the Odazir clan. As to why, nobody really knows, because there would be no reason really for him to super have contact with that clan. And then there was some theories about Tembra Talenthi setting up Tavamil and wanting the farm to be found for whatever reason, and this all kind of being the way that it was supposed to go. Nothing confirmed, nothing, super connected. It's kind of just all separate theories by themselves. And then Tavamil found some stuff out about her past and what kind of started her mom being sick, and why her mom didn't want her to stop her alchemy, and then found out some stuff about Lucian, because he realized he was wrong in not telling her anything.
Vindicated.
And then some hijinks with the dress went on.
Indeed.
That went well swimmingly, I suppose. And then maybe not for Lucian. Lucian was kind of going through it.
Yeah, he got a little drunk.
A little drunk from one shot.
From one shot, our boy.
And then they all kind of settled down for the night when Yezi hears something.
She hears a noise.
While she's on watch.
So, we're in a stairwell, a sleepy stairwell, completely dark. The only lights that you can see are moonlight, kind of in shafts through various windows, various rooms. Doors are open, way down, kind of below you, but not really enough that you would be able to make anything out. It's just kind of there. It's like patches of lighter darkness, like bluier darkness. And you know that Thalen is, you being Yezi, you know that Thalen is trancing next to you, because he started doing that. You all came up together. But also because you can hear him breathing, and it's extremely regular. It went from, his sort of, this is something Yezi would know as an assassin, quick, kind of like kind of like focused and always like high energy, kind of fast breathing to a much more slowed. The pace of someone who is deeply focusing, meditating, trancing, if you will. And the other breathing that you hear is of Fingers, who is asleep, kind of near your legs, head up the stairs and legs down the stairs. You're in sort of a sea of blankets and pillows, and it's relatively cozy. The only one who's awake is you. And of course you are awake, up doing exactly as was the plan, keeping watch to make sure nothing happens.
Yeah.
You're not in Lucian and Tavamil's room because you're trying to give them some privacy. But nevertheless, you are awake. And it's a good thing you're awake. Because suddenly you hear a very peculiar noise. Go ahead and roll investigation.
Okay.
Since you hear the noise. I'm going to roll...
Nat 1.
No way.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to roll a couple things myself here.
Oh, what?
Oh.
This is really starting us off for a good episode. First roll of the episode, a nat 1.
Okay. Thalen also rolled a disadvantage perception check, nat 1. I actually rolled for Fingers by accident. He doesn't get to roll. Because he's asleep. You roll an investigation check, you get a nat 1.
Yeah.
And it was just sort of like a tap. Like a dull tap. The only reason it stuck out to you is because it is dead silent, other than the breathing of the people around you.
Yeah.
And you recall from earlier, while you were walking up this stairwell to get to here, the few times you walked up to the stairwell, another thing that Yezi would pick up on as an assassin is that it's an old house, and there were many creaky floorboards. And, you know, change of the seasons, it was sort of warmer out, and it's getting much colder now that it's nighttime. It's a, made of wood house, creaks in the nighttime. So it would make sense that that was what that was. It was just like, if you've ever heard the sound before, I can't make it obviously, but the house settling is the most likely thing that it was. And so you believe that, because you rolled a nat 1.
Yeah.
You have no other evidence that something would be going on.
I think that she would be paranoid enough that any sound she would kind of like, because I think Yezi wouldn't necessarily want to just sit in this stairwell, because there's people in other places of the house that are also wanted. Like Ethiod's not in this stairwell, he's downstairs somewhere, or maybe not downstairs, but on the second level somewhere sleeping.
Okay.
Ifrison is downstairs sleeping, and then there's somebody else in the room over there. And so I think that she would kind of patrol a little bit. Okay,
so your hackles are up, so you're gonna just generally... Yeah. I don't like that noise, even though I think it's probably fine.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take a walk.
Yeah, and so I think that she would... Because she's right in the stairwell, so I think that she would, like, open the door to Lucian and Tavmil and just be like... chilling, not dead, all right, and then like go and check on Ethiod, and then go maybe check on Ifrison, although I don't think she cares as much about Ifrison.
Okay, so the first thing you're gonna do is open their room.
Okay. I'm gonna try to be quiet about it just in case they are sleeping, and also in case somebody's in there.
Big. Go ahead and roll. What do you think? Performance?
Stealth, probably.
I'll have you roll. Okay. Are you but like just opening the door quietly?
Yeah.
I feel like that would be performance. Okay. How about this? Roll stealth and performance. Performance is gonna be for the door specifically. Stealth is if they Thalen, Fingers, whatever, if they were aware when they see you.
Okay.
Yeah. Or Tavamil and Lucian. 17
for performance.
Dang, girl.
15 for stealth.
Okay, cool. So you've opened doors quietly many a time.
Yeah.
You're just gonna kind of poke your head in there.
Yeah.
So you kind of the only thing is you have to inextricate yourself slightly from Fingers. So I'm gonna roll to see if he wakes up. He's pretty knackered. Okay. As you kind of like move yourself away from him to be able to reach the doorknob and peek in, you feel him kind of just go like, He does like little sleepy boy noises and kind of rolls over and like wraps his arms around the space that you were and then just kind of like falls back asleep. You can tell that he has not, he's stirred, but he isn't aware of anything. Like he's still asleep. Thalen is also still asleep. Okay. Dead to the world meditation station. I wanted to say it. Cool. So you pop your head inside, and you see that it is dark in this room. In order to get a sense of whether or not there is someone in there, you would have to go inside of the room, just because it's dark and whatever. Are you going to do that? Okay, cool. So, go ahead and roll as, well, you're pretty good. Okay. So you walk inside the room. Yeah. Cool. So you get up and walk in there. As you get up, you walk into the room. It is as you expected. Nothing, necessarily out of place. And you see Lucian on the bed, and there's the same kind of situation. The moonlight is pouring through the window. This is a higher floor, the attic room, and so much less obscured by other buildings and stuff. So you're getting more of kind of like a clear blue color, kind of pouring through the window. The curtains are drawn though, and the window is, you can check and see if it's still locked if you want to. Okay, so you walk over there, and you give it a little, and you see it is still locked. Okay, life is good from that regard. And you can see Lucian, as you walk over to that section of the room, you see Lucian is lying on the bed with his eyes closed, presumably asleep. What's Tavamil's posture?
She's in the chair that she was sitting in before, and I think that her head is lying on the bed with her like arms kind of crossed under her head.
Okay, cool. So you can see that they both look extremely asleep. From your vantage point, and again, this room is slightly more illuminated, so you can make things out, actually. And you're coming from a darker area, so anything else you want to check in that kind of area?
There's no, like, place for... The window's locked. There's no, like, other entrance. There's no, like, that's it. It's just that door and that window.
There is a wardrobe.
Okay, I think that she'll open that.
Okay, so you open it, and as you open it, presumably you're trying to open it quietly, one would imagine. I'm not going to make you roll for it. I feel like your other roll can count for that. You slowly kind of peer into it, open it, and it's empty. It has a few, like, articles of miscellaneous clothing hanging in it, and some, like, old blocks and whatever, but nothing noteworthy. Okay. Go ahead and roll disadvantage for Tavmil to see if she wakes up.
Okay. 10.
Okay. She's still knocked out. You're chilling. Life's good. Cool. Is there anything else you want to do?
Not in that room. Okay. Because I think that she's like, okay, pretty set. I mean, unless there's any other places in that room that someone could hide.
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Okay.
I'll let you roll it with an advantage because this is your specialty.
18.
Okay. You see that there's no other place that somebody could, like, hide themselves away.
So then she's gonna leave this room and she's gonna go down to where Ethiot is.
Okay, so as you approach the door to the room and your hand reaches out for the handle, you hear shink.
Okay.
And a dagger appears in front of you.
All right. From the side or behind?
From the left side of the door.
All right.
You see this dagger. And it's coming from, this corner of the room seemed innocuous when you passed it the first time.
She's gonna turn to look at who's holding it.
As you turn, you see that the kind of shadow from one of the pieces of furniture, all of a sudden it's not just a shadow.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden it's clothing obscuring the form of whatever it is that's holding this dagger.
Mm-hmm.
And as you turn to look, the other hand reaches up and pulls back a black hood. And you see a familiar blue face
Okay.
staring back at you. Go ahead, roll a perception. Perception check.
All
Real
right.
quick.
2.
You're pretty preoccupied at the moment. You have this dagger pointed at your throat.
Mm-hmm.
And as you turn to face this individual, he says, Yezi?
Is er een?
He's gonna raise an eyebrow at you. Roll an insight check.
Okay. 15.
He's definitely has you at the disadvantage, but with that remark, he looks extremely... You've thrown him off his rhythm slightly. And he's going to kind of like give you like the awkward eye.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just kind of staring at you with his dagger.
Can I make a perception or whatever to see if he is the only one in this room, or if she can kind of sense that he's here with some others?
You will do investigation.
Okay.
Yeah.
12.
You definitely don't... We'll make this more like... This will be more like a history check, but I think investigation still kind of works. You don't know him to work with anybody except for you.
Okay.
Like, you don't really work with anybody but him. I mean, that's at your request, but because it's at your request, you've never seen him with anybody else except for the director.
Okay.
Definitely not on a job, especially. So, you kind of give the room a cursory glance. And he's going to raise a questioning eyebrow at you, and he's also going to kind of peek around the room.
Are you here with anyone else?
Yezi, don't you know me well enough to know I'd never do something like that?
Well,
I handle my business myself.
then why are you here?
Well, originally, came for a bit of a chinwag with an old friend.
Oh, me.
He's gonna wink at you. But, what I gotta say is, came to offer you one last shot of life.
Oh.
And he's gonna wiggle the dagger in front of you to try to, like, get your attention towards it.
She's not gonna look at it.
He's gonna, like, roll his eyes and say, come on, Yezi, don't you trust an old friend?
Trust an old friend.
Take a look at it. Might be interesting to you.
She's gonna kind of like bite her tongue and move her eyes and like barely her head just so that she can sort of look at it, but not like...
So you kind of like flash your eyes towards it. Good, roll perception, I guess, for that. With nothing. Straight. Sorry.
Unnatural 1.
Wow. Yeah, you basically go, I'm going to humor him
Yeah.
and take a peek at it. And when your eyes flash to it, he's going to kind of continue. He says, those blokes what pick up your payment, they came to the guild looking for you.
What the luck, my people?
He's going to, like, give you a look that you would interpret. You know, he's going to kind of, like, roll his eyes, waggle his head to be like, friggin', you know.
What are you here to do them a favor?
Will you listen to me, Yezi? It's a serious business.
Oh, yeah.
And he's going to, like, stick his... Like, he's just, like, giving you the more increasingly... or kind of urgent looks. He said you've been late with your last payment. And they were there to collect. The director said you were out on a contract and to come back later. I stuck this in the table. He shakes the dagger again.
She's gonna actually look at it this time.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a history check with advantage.
Okay. 16.
You know what the significance of the dagger is the moment you see it. It's a dagger that is specific to the Lakmai clan. And it is, what does it look like? Or do you want me to describe it?
I'll describe it.
Okay.
It is like basically like a conglomeration of a bunch of different types of precious stones that have been kind of put together and sharpened to a point, and the whole dagger is it's like there's no handle to it. It is just like one long blade that you hold in your hand, and it's kind of like, the reason why is because when you use it on somebody, you can cut your own self, and they do that as like you are dedicating yourself to this craft enough that you are foregoing your own personal safety.
Right. You know, the other utility of that, it's not something that needs to happen often, but it's something that you have read about as a Lakmai assassin. It is your business to know. The dagger, being made of these special precious stones, is able to, once it is used to kill someone, the crystalline structure of these precious gems are altered in such a way that a skilled Lakmai assassin, part of the clan, there you have a few of these people who are able to do this, are able to use the structure of it to determine who it was that the dagger killed.
Oh.
And also, when it is used, the amount of force that is necessary to kill someone with this dagger will cause it to cut you. And the dagger absorbs the rock. It has a porous element to it, and it will absorb the blood of whoever uses it to kill. So not only does it know the identity of who was killed, it knows the identity of the killer. And so this dagger is being presented to you by Hale, by proxy from the Lakmai clan. Do you want to try and guess why that might be?
Proof that she is doing what she's supposed to be doing?
I happened quite by accident to notice him walking in. Accidentally, covertly followed them and eavesdropped. And now I'm here. Director gave me this dagger to give you. Seems to me like those blighters mean business, yes.
I know that they do. I don't think it matters at this point. If news hasn't spread yet, which is surprising if it hasn't, even if I kill someone now, they will know what I have been doing. That I went back on a contract for not just some random whoever filing something with the Assassin's Guild and us doing their menial work. A clan, a major, wanted me to do something, and I went against it. There's no way for me to come back from that.
Yezi, maybe not from the Assassin's Guild, but the Lakmai clan, that's a different story.
How would you know?
He's gonna, look around a little bit. If you get past these walls, the guild will leave you alone. As long as you never set foot back here again. They'll come find you. Wherever you go. He's gonna, kind of, he's, the whole, as we established, dagger is a blade, but he's going to kind of hold it like balanced on the end of his finger and kind of stretch it out towards you as though to kind of hand it to you.
I'm not going to touch that again.
Again? You've had this happen before.
No. When you are a kid in the Lakmai family, when you learn how to crawl, they make you choose between a wooden horse, a poisoner's kit, or a dagger. I'm guessing you can think of what a dagger they put in front of you.
You didn't pick the wooden horse?
I wouldn't be alive if I did.
His eyes are going to kind of like, the muscles around his eyes are going to kind of tighten when you say that in concern, surprise, some sort of reaction to what you said.
I know exactly who I'm dealing with. This would be an unnecessary kill. Because word spreads about me going against a contract. They will not care how many people I killed to redeem myself.
Well, Yezi, that brings me back to my introduction. As I said originally, all I came to do was have a bit of a chat. Thought I'd pop through this window here, but it was locked.
Good idea on my part.
Yeah, well, at the corner of my eye, I saw somebody sleeping through the window. Figured it was one of those urchins. Don't much like screaming kids, you see. I had to take the long way round. I was looking around for you and I find you here. Strange place.
Strange.
He's gonna roll a perception check. I thought you rolled so bad that you were like emotional.
The natural one.
Oh my god.
Yezi's horrible at perception.
It's kind of hard to tell sometimes. You're kind of attuned to it, but it's pretty dark. What it is that Hale is trying to communicate to you, just because he's so kind of unique in his body language and movements and stuff, it's just sort of like absent-mindedly kind of motioning.
I don't understand why this is strange.
He's gonna kind of like laugh.
If you don't want to wake up everyone, then shut up.
When you say that, he's gonna give you like just the most intense smile.
If people wake up, they are going to kill you.
Do you think so, yes?
And I'm not going to let you hurt them.
Who is it that I'd be waking up now?
She looks over at the Tavamil Lucian and then kind of thinks better of looking out into the hallway.
Oh, she doesn't look out into the hallway? Okay, so you just look behind you?
Mm-hmm.
Who's that I see there, Yezi?
None of your concern.
I think I've seen his face before once or twice tonight.
Oh, he looks a bit like you, yeah. Have you looked in the mirror?
I'm not talking about me, Yezi.
Oh, you think I'm that stupid?
I don't think you're stupid at all, Yezi. That's why I came here.
Can you explain to me why you care so much about me?
You're throwing your life away, Yezi.
Why would you care? You take away lives all the time.
Doesn't matter.
It does. Otherwise I'm not going to listen to you. You want me to listen? You want to have a conversation? Then explain to me why it matters to you.
Just want to look out for you. Is this a crime?
Why do you want to look out for me? What, do you see me as a daughter or something?
He's gonna look over his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna look over your shoulder, rather, at in the direction of Tavamil and Lucian.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna look back at you. He's gonna raise an eyebrow. He's gonna take the dagger. Are your hands at your side?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's gonna take the dagger and kind of like push the flat of it, like with the back of his hand. He's gonna kind of like push it into your stomach, not the tip, but like on the back, with the back of his hand, so his hand's in between it, and you. It's evident that he's not trying to hurt you.
Yeah.
He pushes that kind of into your stomach as though to like force you to take it. He's gonna kind of like hit you with it.
She's not gonna take it.
You know you've got to do, Yezi.
I'm not killing him.
You can do it now.
I am not killing him. I'm not going to kill anyone anymore.
Maybe it was a mistake.
Maybe what was?
To leave them breathing.
Who are you talking about?
Where do you think I came from, Yezi? I told you I had to take the long way around. But you got to lose now.
Can I roll insight on what he means by take the long way around?
Yeah.
Nat 20.
He came from... He couldn't get through the window because it was locked.
So he came through the hallway?
So he came through the hallway.
Okay, so he's saying that he didn't kill them.
Yeah.
Okay, and she obviously not, because she just came through there.
Well, he came through there...
After her.
After her.
Yeah. I think that she kind of... Her eyes, like, flit over to the door, and she kind of smiles a little bit, like a joyless smile, kind of like surprised that he's even saying that.
Mm-hmm.
And she's gonna say, I have so much more to lose now than I did before.
He's going to take his hand and put it on the door.
If you try anything.
He's going to lock it.
What is this?
Don't be so appreciative. Said I left them breathing.
What did you do?
See how long this conversation takes.
What did you do?
He's going to take the dagger and he's going to push it into your hands again. Push it towards you again.
She's going to grab his wrist and, like, pull it up so that it's, like, in the air next to her face. She's going to say, if you care about me, you will let me walk away from this. Walk away from that life.
You're so pissing naive.
Maybe I am. Why should you care?
You can't just walk away from this.
Then let me die. You've never cared about anyone dying before.
He's going to kind of like, you have the dagger kind of up in between you guys, in your face. He's gonna like use that hand and kind of like push you away from where you were towards Lucian and Tavamil. Kind of start walking you in that direction. Like I said, you don't have anything to lose.
If you've done something to them that I can't fix, she's gonna put the dagger just up to her throat with like his hand on it and just kill me now.
What is this, Yezi?
What do you mean? Don't you have a stomach for this? Am I the first person that you've hesitated about killing? I'm giving you an open.
You're the third tonight. I saw them. He's gonna kind of like smile as he starts. I saw them. Saw him lying on the stairs. I could only see his feet, but I knew it was him. Who else would it be? Sparky, I recognised. Finish the job on Sparky first. Don't worry though. He was still breathing when I left him.
What did you do?
The other one was even easier. He was already dead asleep. It's funny, it's been a long time since I killed a tiefling.
She's gonna try to push him back and make for the door.
Okay, so are you trying to like push him
away so that he doesn't grab her, essentially? Or she can just step back and try to make for the door.
Okay, so you're kind of holding on to the dagger and his hand, kind of. So which one are you gonna do? Try and push him back or try and just get around him?
Yeah, get around him.
Okay, let me see. I feel like that would be athletics.
Okay.
And he is going to try and grapple you.
7.
Unnat 20. Cool. So as you kind of go to sidestep around him, he's going to grab how do you grab you? He's going to grab you around the arm. Go with me on this journey. I'm going to try and explain this. He's going to grab you by the arm, and you rolled a 7?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's going to grab you by the upper arm and pull you into him. You're back into his front. And when you do that, you can feel, even through his Assassin's Guild uniform, the icy cold that Tavamil tells you is present in Lucian when he is not feeling under the weather. You feel that so much more intensely than you're used to feeling, because you're used to just sort of walking, next to him when you're on missions. And he's going to take his other arm, the one with the dagger, and he's going to put it in front of you, dagger still in his hand. Again, not trying to hurt you with it, but he kind of puts the flat up against your stomach again. And so both of your arms, you have one arm behind your back and the other one is down at your side.
Yeah.
And he has one arm holding the other arm behind your back and the other one in front of your arm that's by your side with the dagger in front of it. And you're facing away from him, looking in the direction of Tavamil and Lucian.
Let go of me.
If you wake them up, Yezi. Like I said, what you got to lose? I suppose just these two now.
she's like, I think she starts to cry.
Mm-hmm.
Like, tears start going down her face, and she's surprised at this because she's never cried before,
Mm-hmm.
ever. And I think that she's staring at Lucian and Tavamil and thinking about what Hale is talking about them in the hallway. And she just says, please, let me go.
He's gonna keep walking you in their direction. He's gonna whisper in your ear, I'll keep my voice down if I were you. You've only got to kill the cold one. I must finish the job on the girl myself before. Remember that. He's gonna start walking you closer and closer. And as you approach, you can feel yourself getting cold, like from the contact.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of deeply cold.
Mm-hmm.
And as you get closer, you can see Tavamil kind of in a pile, lying down on Lucian's bed, and Lucian looking like the wreck that he has looked like the entire time, kind of breathing shallowly. And he has one hand on his ribs, and the other hand is sort of barely still entangled with Tavamil's.
Mm-hmm.
And she has her head down, and her hair is everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see her breathing, and her little face. And you can see on her cheeks the remnants of what are definitely tears from whatever reason, stress or whatever's going on, some sort of conversation they had or something. And they look so peaceful. They have no idea what's happening around them.
Israel, I would rather die.
He's gonna...
If you're going to do this, please just kill me.
I'm not gonna do anything, Yezi. He's gonna take the dagger. It's pressed up against your stomach. And he's gonna drag it down kind of slowly so that he can kind of control you if you try to do something, quickly. His head's kind of like behind you. Go ahead, roll a perception check.
Okay. 9.
He's sort of positioned strangely behind you. And by that, I mean, as he kind of pulls the dagger towards your hand, as though he's going to put it in your hand, you notice that it's taking him a while because he's not looking.
At my hand?
He's not looking. His forehead is against your shoulder. Well, you're really short. He's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's like, he got down to your level in order to grapple you. He's not gonna pick you up. But yeah, so as you do that, his kind of like upper body is, his forehead and head is kind of pointed. It's kind of over your shoulder, just because that would be a more natural position. But he's looking at nothing. Like, he's not looking. He's just walking you, and he's like moving the dagger towards your hand.
Can she...
Do you want to do like an insight check?
Yeah. 11.
You have not known Hale to shy away from this sort of thing. And even the idea that he doesn't necessarily want to wake up Tavamil is odd to you. Because what would be more juicy than killing the... clearly they're tied up together in some way. Thalen I mean, he was with Tavamil
Yeah.
and her talking about how much she is confused about her feelings for him, and there they are together. What a juicier situation could you get it for a guy like that who likes to play games?
I'll put it to you this way. You make me kill those people. I am not alive by the end of tonight, whether you kill me or not. So you are not saving anyone.
You're not joking, are you, Yezi?
I'm not.
Why?
Why what?
It's like speaking into your shoulder. Why, all of a sudden?
All of a sudden? Do you think that this was all of a sudden? My entire time in the Assassin's Guild, I have only killed 30 people. Everyone else I have made disappear. You know how many contracts I have gotten? You know how much risk I have on myself?
That's not true, Yezi.
Oh, is it not? Do you have proof of that? Most of those is because you were there. So I couldn't hide it. You know how desperate people get when they're about to die? They'll do anything. Even give up fingers, ears, so that they can continue living. Give up families, never speak to them again, so that they don't have to die. Doesn't take much convincing. And I got good at it.
You lied to me.
I lied to you. What did I lie to you about?
I told you that I covered for you with the director. I said that he'd been concerned with your performance. No, I told him there was nothing to be worried about.
Why would I tell you the truth?
When did you become so pathetic?
Maybe I've always been this way.
I thought you wanted to live, Yezi.
I did. 30 people worth.
Thought that if I took away it would be easier. You were just doing it for him. If I took him away.
You know how long ago I met him? A year. You know how long I've been an assassin? My whole life. 25 years an assassin and only killed 30 people. This is not... You didn't really think this through, did you? I'm just another person.
What made you stop hiding tonight? What was it that changed your mind?
You know? I didn't know at first. And then... I thought it was interesting. And... I thought that maybe... I would still come out of it clean. But other things happened. And I'm glad that I don't have to hide anymore. I don't understand why you didn't like him. Nothing ever made me smile or laugh, except when I was talking to him. Don't want that for me.
I don't want you to die. You can feel that as he kind of puts the dagger in your hand, you can feel something like shuts your fingers around it. And you feel that there's something wet and kind of sticky on his hand as he shuts it around yours.
You don't want me to die. Don't make me do this.
You'll live if you do this, Yezi.
I already told you I wouldn't. And I am not kidding. I know that you are hoping that you can call my bluff. I wouldn't do that if I were you.
He's gonna take a dagger out of his sleeve, put it against your throat.
She's gonna, press her face forward. Do it.
All right. Desperate times.
She's gonna close her eyes.
He's gonna take the hand holding the dagger. It's up against your throat.
Mm-hmm.
Is the arm that was holding the arm.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna kind of keep moving that hand up away from you on the other side, so it's kind of crossing you.
Mm-hmm.
It was on the right side, and now it's moving to the left side. And your eyes are shut.
I think she doesn't.
Okay. Well, then you see it kind of move across. He's not trying to cut you with it.
Yeah, that's why
moving
she's
his arm across.
Okay, open my eyes.
He's gonna take that arm. He's gonna put it around your face. The hand that is closed around the dagger. His hand is closed around your hand, which is closed around the dagger. You are right up next to Lucian and Tavamil.
She's gonna, fight as much as she can to push him back.
So you've clocked something.
Yeah.
What is it that you think is going to happen?
He's gonna make her hand do what he wants her to do.
Okay, so you're gonna try and push him back?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, roll strength.
16. What did you get?
You rolled a 17.
Oh my freaking god.
Okay, so he has his arm fully muffling your face.
Mm-hmm.
He has the dagger, his hand wrapped around your hand, closing it around the dagger. And you can feel, as he kind of squeezes, you can feel it slicing into your fingers.
Mm-hmm.
And he reaches up, standing over Lucian. Go ahead and roll an insight check real quick.
Okay.
Nat 1.
18.
18. He looks weirdly reticent.
Mm-hmm.
About this whole situation. He seemed, when he was smiling to you and describing how he killed or at least wounded mortally Fingers and Thalen.
Mm-hmm.
He was smiling. He had a quality to him that you recognize.
Mm-hmm.
He looks extremely... You can feel him behind you, holding on to you, and he's moving so slowly. This is his moment. You could do whatever. And it just seems like he is kind of stretching it out.
Think that. So his hand is over her mouth.
His like whole arm is like muffling her face.
I think that
you feel it actually as he kind of approaches. You feel it slacken slightly. He's gonna drop your hand. Like,
let go of it?
Not let go of it, but he was holding it up. And now he's dropped it down to his side.
Okay.
And you can see now his position. The reason that happened is because his position changed on you slightly. Roll a perception check.
Okay. 5.
To get angled in whatever position that he would need to do the deed, as it were. He slightly shifted, and he drops your arm, and the grip that he had on your face, he's still kind of, he has one arm across you holding on your shoulder, and the other hand is kind of holding your hand. But he's just kind of standing behind you. If I did my math right, it should be 24.
No.
You look so old.
You're lying. That...
He looks just like me. I mean, you'd never know it now. Can't see his mum in him at all. They got the same eyes, though. But they still look the same.
He grew up well. He's a good kid. From what I heard, he's been taking care of her mum. She's been sick. He's a doctor.
I know he's a doctor.
He loves that girl. He went through a lot of trouble to find her.
I know it too.
You know her?
Recognise the name. I think last time I saw her, she was just a baby. He's gonna, like, fully drop his arms. He's still standing behind you, but you can see, like, as he does that, he hangs his head kind of over your shoulder.
He's right. Just go. Please.
He's gonna kind of... There's a little space between you and where Tavamil is, and he's gonna kind of move to take up that space. know he's a doctor because he gave a lecture in town once. I heard about it. Went and hid myself in my room. Got drunk the whole day. I'm surprised you didn't put it together. I mean, suppose I suppose he wouldn't have said it.
No, he didn't. You were mentioned. I didn't say your name, though.
I was mentioned.
Yeah.
I wasn't talking about me. I was talking about his full name.
His full name? Lucian Serene. Van
Oh, I don't know. I thought it was close enough, maybe.
Yeah.
My, wife wanted his middle name to be my name. But I'm the fifth Azrain Valmora. And I didn't want my father's name, anywhere near my son. Be bad luck or something. She insisted, so we compromised. It was close enough, I thought.
It's really close. Look, I don't know what happened. Why you started doing this. But you can stop. And you can leave him alone.
He's gonna turn his face to you, and his face looks like, so you have never seen this person before. You've known Hale a good few years, and he's looking at you like a him that you could imagine maybe existed before the way that he is now. And he looks at you and says, "You don't trust me still? I already didn't kill him once before, didn't I?"
I guess so.
He's going to turn back towards him and reach out his hand towards his face.
Don't wake him up.
He's going to, like, wink at you.
Okay.
He's going to put the back of his hand on his forehead. How funny would this be? He puts the back of his hand on his forehead. And in the darkness, you can see Lucian's eye twitch a little bit. And Hale, as Rain, flinches and kind of pulls his hand back. He's warm.
Yeah. He's been through a lot.
Is he gonna be alright, is he?
Am I gonna be alright?
That too, I suppose.
Is he gonna be alright? I don't know. I think so. A couple people downstairs did some stuff to fix him. And, that girl helped also. And he was talking.
He's gonna, like, take a hand and kind of drag it over his face
Mm-hmm.
and rub his eyes. And he's, like, looking at him. You can sense, it's, like, evident, he's not trying to hide it or anything. You can sense this, like, longing from him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's something, like, that is making him so loath to leave. And he's gonna kind of, like, you can see him doing, like, sort of non-committal motions. Like, he's, like, reaches a hand out and kind of just makes a fist and pulls it back. Like, he's like, I can't do that, you know? And he does that for a bit. He's gonna take a deep breath in through his nose. And he's gonna turn towards you and say, I've made mistakes. But taking a liking to you was never one. And if I can somehow make it up, all that is to say, I'll do what I can to keep their nose off of you and his trail.
Okay. Can you tell me something? What did you do to them outside?
Why don't you see for yourself?
She's gonna turn and go and open the door.
Okay. Alright, so as you turn to go do that, you get yourself most of the way to the door, and then you hear the cacophonous sound of shattering broken glass.
Okay.
Just like full explosion of glass.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll advantage to see if Lucian wakes up. He does. Does
Okay.
Tavmil wake up?
Is it?
She advantage perception roll.
It's 18.
Tavmil wakes up.
Yeah.
And so as Yezi is walked, does she turn around?
Yeah,
I would imagine?
for sure.
Okay, so when she turns around, how does Tavmil wake up to that sound?
She freaking sits up straight.
Just like that. And Lucian just kind of like opens his eyes with its start. He like jumps, opens his eyes. As you turn around, all you see is the window of the room just absolutely annihilated. Just everywhere, broken glass all over the place. Like the freaking drapes are all inside outside the window. And you just hear, bloody hell. and you see like you hear that voice from farther away say that, and you see like little splotches of blood on the glass.
Okay. I think Yezi's like...
You like hear that from far away.
I think Yezi takes like a big breath of relief because he's gone and whips open the door in the hallway.
Okay, what did Tavmil do? Like, all you see, you hear that kind of quietly, and then you see the broken glass, and you just like...
Yeah, I think Tavmil's staring at it, and then she like turns to look at... Like, she looks at Lucian, and she looks at, like, Yezi, because Yezi's not being quiet anymore. She's like, there's no point. And I think that she's just like, what's going on?
Lucian is going to, like, be activated like a sleeper agent by your fear. And he's going to kind of, like, pull himself up, like, half asleep and wrap one arm around Tavmil. What's happening? And Yezi is...
Opening the door?
Yeah. Okay, cool. When you open the door, you see... Well... When you open the door, do you open it with gusto?
Yeah.
You slam it into Thalen. Oh, goodness. Oh, good heavens.
Are you alright?
And when you, like, do that, you can also see Fingers... must have woken up when the glass broke, because he's like halfway to his feet and he's like looking at you wide-eyed. Ow, Yezi, what on earth? Yezi, what was that? What was that about?
God!
What is it? What's going on? Fingers is going to, like, he's getting up and walking towards you into the room.
Yeah, friggin' Yezi like grabs him and pulls him into like the strongest hug that it like almost hurts him.
Yezi, what is happening? Why is the glass broken? Yezi, what's going on?
Your dad paid a visit.
Fingers is gonna, like, stand all the way up and drop both of his arms and, like, wide-eyed staring directly at nothing.
I didn't know that Hale was your dad.
Fingers was about to say, whose dad?
Yeah.
Thinking that you meant his. And then when you said I didn't know Hale was your dad, he's gonna look at you like, girl, what did you say? He's gonna, like, look at you like that and then look at Lucian with, like, his head cocked. You can hear, ooh, my head. Oh, goodness, like, in the corner. And Lucian is, like, got one arm kind of around Tavmil, kind of, like, in front of your shoulders. Kind of like Hale had the Yezi. And you can see from where you are, Yezi, that he's kind of using Tavmil to hold himself up. Like, he's, like, around her like that. And he's like, what are you talking about? What are you on about? Who's dad?
Yours.
Who's mine?
Is geen vanmorgen. Is that your dad? It doesn't really matter. I mean, it does, but Hale...
What do you mean he was here?
He was here.
He's gonna turn Tavmil around. Like, he's gonna just, like, pull her and, like, look at her. Like, up, down.
Oh,
I'm
fine.
Nothing happened.
I made sure he left. He's gone.
What did he look like?
Like you, but, burnt, all over. It was Hale, Thalen, and Tavmil. I guess you too, Mish, all know him. I did not know his last name. I only ever knew his first. He was here. And he's gone now.
He's dead. He's dead.
He's not.
No, he is. He's What you mean, mate? He came here.
He did come here.
Nobody can come here.
What do you mean?
I told you this place is there. Didn't I tell you it was safe?
You did. Gale doesn't care about rules.
I get that. I just mean... this hasn't happened before. You alright, man? Tavermill?
I'm alright.
Lucian's gonna, nod. I'll be right back. And he's gonna turn and run. He's gonna squeeze your arm, Yezi, and he's gonna turn and run down the stairs.
She goes after him. She's not letting him go after him.
Oh, do you want to roll an insight check to see what it is that he's doing?
Oh, yeah. 14.
He didn't say that in a way that would suggest bloodlust. Also, it's fingers.
Okay.
So you think maybe more you can interpret it as he is making sure that nobody else did he come across on his path there. Yeah. And so he's gonna take off down the stairs. Are you still gonna give chase or
no?
Okay, you're just gonna stay up there. You can keep hearing ooh, my head, ow, okay.
Thalen, get over it.
I was so
I thought you were dead.
What?
He said that he did something to you.
Oh, yes, he came back, did he? Well, I'm really not equal to this task, and he's gonna Thalen's gonna pull himself around the door and on his knees and kind of sit up against the thing. He's rubbing his head. Where did fingers go off to?
Honestly, probably to check on the others. Make sure that they're alright. I don't doubt that they are, though, because you guys are alright.
You seem to trust him.
He was going to make me kill you. And he didn't.
Finish the job.
No.
Is that it?
Actually. He said that, he was going to make sure that my family would not track me or you. I know that you probably won't believe a word, but I think he means it.
Probably just lost the nerve to kill me.
Maybe.
I suppose he could have at any time, if he was here that long. Back for a while. It's funny, this is a place he chose to stay.
Place he chose to stay?
But I figured he, I don't know, started haunting somewhere farther away than where I was born.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean what I'm talking about? Never mind, it doesn't matter anyway.
Stay in town.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I think he was here because he knew you were here.
I don't follow.
I think he still cares about you. He said something about knowing that you did a lecture in town. That's how he knew you were a doctor.
I don't want him to know anything about me.
Well, knowing him, he probably knows a lot about you.
You really okay, Tav?
I'm alright.
Right, Will. We can't stay in here. He's looking at the shattered
Yeah.
glass.
No, you cannot.
You hear fingers approaching, kind of like pitter-patter up the stairs from downstairs. I didn't see anything. Everybody's accounted for and
It's good.
alive, and
Yezi's gonna like hold on to fingers, like grab any part of him to just be touching him.
there's a problem. Oh. Oh, if he comes back,
He's
Yezi?
He's not going
What
to.
do you mean he's not going to come back?
He was here.
Lucian's here, and
He was here because my family.
Ethiad's here, and
Mish.
my mom.
He's not going to come back. He was here because my family came looking for me.
Fingers is going to put his head in his hands, and he's going to slide down the wall.
And he wanted me to. My family has a special dagger that you can identify the killer and who was killed with it. They brought it to have me use as proof that I am doing what I am supposed to be doing. And Hale was trying to get me to use it. I refused. And he doesn't. I refused in the way that made him stop. He doesn't want me to die.
What do you mean you refused in a way that made him stop? What do you mean he doesn't want you to die?
He thinks that if I do that, then they will stop coming after me. And then I won't be killed. He cares a lot about that for some reason. I told him that if he made me do that, I would still be dead.
You're gonna wake us up? Me up?
He told me that you... He told me that he did something to you.
Did what?
He wouldn't say. But he made it seem like you were dying. And if I woke up anyone, that he was going to kill everyone.
He's gonna like... Are you standing?
I think when he slid to the ground, she kind of got on her knees in front of him.
He's like looking right at you while you say that, and he's gonna like sit up and like launch himself at you and hug you. It's okay. It's okay. You did a good job, right? Because everything's fine. Just some broken glass. And you're okay? You're okay? You're okay? He didn't hurt you, did he?
Not really.
Whose is that? And he's like pulls your hand up, your arm. You can see the blood that he kind of left on it.
It's mine.
Oh, so he did hurt you.
The family dagger is entirely a blade. There's no handle.
He's gonna like take your arm, and you can see now your hand where it's bleeding, like was bleeding. And he's gonna like wrap it in his shirt, like he's like holding your hand in his shirt. He's like, "We're gonna fix that."
It's fine.
No, yeah, we are. And he's gonna like. It's not like bleeding a whole lot. It's kind of like a pointless gesture. It's more like he just wants to fix it and make it go away, and also not really be looking at it.
Yeah.
More than you're in grave danger of whatever. And so he kind of like wraps it up. And he's gonna kind of like look over at Lucian and Tavamil. And he's gonna say, "I'll get another room.
All right.
Just hold tight, okay?"
Thank you.
And he's gonna like grab you around the shoulders and kind of like lead you.
Yezi.
Yeah. Yeah. He's gonna lead you kind of like downstairs. And Thalen is gonna like stand up, kind of rubbing the back of his head, and walk into the room, and kind of like sit, or he's gonna stand kind of like in the corner, kind of like looking off to the side.
Are you all right, Thalen?
Who, me? Yes, I mean, apart from being clobbered by the door, I'm fine.
That's good.
You're really all right, both of you.
I didn't even know what was happening until the window broke.
I was having a strange dream. It's funny. He's gonna kind of like look, like he was kind of looking kind of off you at Thalen, and then he's going to turn his body so that it's facing you. I was dreaming about my dad.
Hey.
His voice. I heard his voice.
Maybe he was talking.
Apologize.
What?
Said I'm sorry.
Why?
It's my dad, innit?
That doesn't really matter.
He's gonna kind of notice that he is wrapped around you, and he's gonna like kind of inextricate himself from you, kind of like looking around and like, you know, realizing where he is, and
You didn't get to choose who your dad was. Neither did I. I bet we both would have chose differently. And that's alright.
yeah. He's gonna like nod at you. Like look over at Thalen, say, "Go back to sleep, mate. Keep trancing whatever it is you're doing. It's all the same to you. I'd like to make sure all is well before I do that." So
That's alright.
he's gonna like look at you, like raise an eyebrow at you.
You could do that. That's fine.
He's gonna kind of like walk over to where the window was and just kind of like stick his head out of it. It's quite sharp. Like,
Maybe you should be
I
careful.
suppose I should be. And Lucian's gonna like roll his eyes. And Thalen's just like sticking his head kind of out the window to make sure there's not anything noteworthy.
Thalen, I'm sure it's fine.
Great.
I don't want you to cut yourself.
I don't want to either. I just want to make sure that... Pardon me for being a bit anxious, given the situation.
You're pardoned.
Lucian and Thalen both laugh. You're bleeding, mate. And Thalen's gonna like look down at his shirt and like see that he, leaning out the window, had kind of like cut himself on part of the broken glass.
Yeah.
Oh, as it goes, I am well.
I told you that you...
I suppose I'll stop. And that is happening, and Fingers is gonna kind of like, when Fingers goes downstairs with Yezi, he's like holding on to your upper body, kind of like one arm around that, and he's just like trying to, he's like looking through all the rooms to find one with nobody in it. And
I'm fine.
huh?
I'm fine. Really, I'm fine.
Cool.
I'm just glad that you're alright.
Yeah, I'm alright. And you can feel from his arm around you, can feel him shaking. And he's like ducks his head into a room, like opens the door, and he's just like, okay, this'll be it. Sheets look pretty clean. Like walks over to the beds, like wiping it down. There's a window. He like checks to make sure it's locked, and shuts the curtains. All right. Well, poor guy. I got a flight of stairs to go down. But
if Essen was able to carry him, maybe she should do that.
I'd probably go for that. He's like
Yeah.
looking at you like, do you really think that this is gonna go
I
down?
think that really he can fight it. He has a broken leg. I don't think that he can even walk.
We'll go ask him.
Okay. Hey, come here. And she's gonna like wrap him in a hug. And Mish, really?
Stop. I'm good. I'm fine. If you're good, me too.
Okay.
He's gonna like pat your shoulder. And roll an insight check.
Okay. That one.
Wow,
I know.
dude. He seems a little like irritated.
Are you mad?
What? What?
I don't know. You seem irritated.
I'm not irritated. Why would I?
You're not very good at hiding your emotions.
It's gonna be hard to focus on the task at hand tomorrow.
Everything is fine.
No, it's not. But I can't do anything about it now, can I?
I guess not.
I think I've probably done enough.
What do you mean?
I mean, he's dead. He's as good as dead.
What do
Really?
you mean by that?
Nobody comes here, Yezi. Nobody can come here.
What does that mean?
Nobody.
Is somebody going to kill him now because he's came here?
Do you really not know why?
No.
Well,
Tell me.
I don't know exactly the situation. But I know that for whatever reason, that's what happens. I'm asking if you don't know why, because you're part of the Assassin's Guild. I don't know if you would have some insight.
Can she roll history?
Yeah.
8.
I mean, I've you all you know is that you're not allowed to mess with the orphanage
Yeah.
or Meredith or any of the kids. You know that, and you know that nobody is in the Assassin's Guild or Thieves Guild, and you have seen people get contracts on people who have messed with them before.
Okay.
I think I've talked to my mom about it before. My mom is gonna be okay.
She is.
Mm-hmm. All the kids. I've talked to my mom about it before. She, I don't know. Doesn't seem like either she doesn't want to talk about it or she's playing dumb, and I don't know. There are other things to talk about, I guess. But
all I know is contracts have been made on people before who have messed with her.
I don't know why, is what I'm saying. All I know is that I don't want anybody to die. But
he said that, look, he is very close to the director. If a contract is put out on him, I'm not sure the director will let it go through the ranks. Also, maybe we don't tell anyone that he was here, because he said that he was going to try to prevent my family from being on our tail. Might be useful for us to keep this quiet.
I'm not gonna not tell my mom. I mean, they should move.
I'm not saying hide it from your mum, but I am saying maybe tell her that you might prevent more people who do not care about rules from finding us.
I'll decide what to do tonight.
Okay.
Let's go get Lucian and have a meal.
Okay.
He's gonna kind of smile at his own adoption of her nickname without her consenting to it, and be like, it's just a long name. And he's gonna kind of stand up. He's gonna kind of grab your hand, it's kind of like, you know, like when you go to grab somebody's hands and your fingers are in the wrong spot.
Yeah,
that's I mean, there's really not that for him, but you can even feel it's even more wrong than typically it would be. And Lucian and Tavamil are doing I would really like to be attached to you right now, but we can't be because Lucian won't let us, type of staring at each other like, you okay?
All right.
And then Thalen is just there whoop, seem to be bleeding. Wow, my head hurts. This is they're just okay, well, so sports, whatever, they're just doing whatever. And Fingers and Yezi walk back up the stairs. And when Fingers walks in, he's gonna nod his head and kind of do the thumb in the direction of the room that it's in. And Lucian is gonna put his hands on the bed and he starts scooting himself off of the bed.
Do you need help?
Probably.
All right. I'm a lot stronger than I look.
I don't believe you. And he's gonna start. He gets his leg off of the bed.
Yeah.
And he's going through it. He's as he moves it, and like as he's kind of moving it up, he's like looks around at everyone who is watching him struggle, and he like looks up at you, and you can see like his cheeks are a little pink, and he's like looking up at you like, this is my hill, Tav.
If everyone wants to leave, I can help them out.
Do you just... I mean, Tabmil, don't get me wrong, but you're pretty...
What?
Yeah. And he's gonna like, kind of like lead Yezi out, and Thalen is gonna like dip out too, and Lucian gets himself to the edge of the bed.
Tavamil's gonna like sit down next to him to kind of like put her arm around behind his back so that his like arm could be on her shoulders.
And he's gonna put his arm around your shoulders and say, "Sorry about this, Tav."
Don't have to be sorry.
And he's gonna kind of push himself off of the bed. Ooh.
You alright?
I'm alright.
Just let me know when you want to go.
What are you waiting for?
Alright.
And he's gonna like hold on to you. And you're kind of standing now, and you can feel him like dead weight on your shoulder, and his good leg is like supporting all of his weight. And as you kind of like, you have like one hand on his chest to keep him from falling forward. As you kind of walk him towards the open doorway, you can kind of see out the door that Fingers is standing there like, "You sure about this, fam? Like, you really? Like, her? This is the one you picked?" You can't see his like face, but you sense that he's there. And probably also is the rest of everybody who are like, "Shut up, man. It's fine. We just want to help you. Quit being 5." And you hear him like breathing so loudly in your head. And it's funny because Lucian has, many of the times that he's come to find you, he's found you hurt or scared or something. You got yourself into some sort of mess. And he was always the one who, you know, if you had tripped and hurt your ankle or something, he would like help you up and walk you back to your house, and you'd be like sniffling and whining, and he'd be cracking jokes about how much of an embarrassment you are, you know, like that type of thing. Or you know, when you hurt your cheek and you were bleeding a lot, he carried you back to your house. When you've been sick, like he's taking care of you and stuff like that. And even the one time in Tavmil's recollection that she took care of Lucian when he was sick, you made him food, which you could tell that he didn't feel great. It was evident. But he was still Lucian. He was still begging you to leave him alone. And making jokes about how he was irritated that you were there. He complained that you made him oatmeal, even though you like came over to his house to help him. And he was like making fun of you relentlessly the whole time, with very few exceptions. And he was still... You got the sense that if there was to be some sort of problem, that even though he was sick, somehow he would shake it off and spring into action and be able to fix whatever was going on. It was like he was like acting or something. And the moment something actually were to happen, because he's talked to you about having a headache or being hot or something like that before, and you'd be out walking and someone would come get him and ask him to follow so that he could go help somebody. You know, somebody had gotten hurt.
Yeah.
Or talking to a colleague or something, and he would resume his normal state, and you figured that was just the way that Lucian was.
Yeah.
Whenever he needed to, he could just pull it out of nowhere and be himself and fix every problem. But you can feel that when he was sick, you are sure if you weren't there, he would have been fine.
Yeah.
He still would have been fine. Even though you say you were really sick and you wouldn't have eaten anything, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
You don't really believe it. You know that he would have been fine. You're sure that he would have been fine. As you walk next to him, you know that if you are not there, he is not fine.
Mm-hmm.
You can feel him, like, you're kind of pulling him forward, and he's kind of relenting to your momentum. Like, he's not really making any moves himself. And each time he steps, you can feel he has to, like, hop on the other leg. You can hear him just, like, stifle some sort of awful sound. And you can feel him clinging on to you, and it's not the way that Lucian usually does, like when he hugs you and stuff, like strongly. You can feel him, he's just draped across you, and as you kind of approach the doorway, it's probably one of the first times. Well, how do you feel? How does Tavamil feel? What is this to her?
I think that Tavamil is, like, thinking about how Lucian has kind of handled her in situations where she's been, like, legit hurt or whatever. And I think that, like, she knows how he like, that he's kind of embarrassed to be this way in front of other people or whatever. And I think as they're, like, walking, she at first was just being like, "You're all right. Just one more step and then be there," and, like, saying stuff like that. And then I think that she, like, thinks about, like, maybe this is embarrassing him more or something, like her coddling him. And so then I think that she just quietly be like, "Well, come on, a broken leg isn't that bad."
What was that, Tav?
Well, I think that a broken leg isn't as bad as you're making it. Maybe you're just making it a little bit worse.
Have you ever broken your leg before?
No, but I've hurt my ankle, and I would say that that's pretty similar to what you're going through now.
You didn't break it.
Well, and your arm probably doesn't hurt that bad.
Tavamil, don't make me laugh.
Oh, does it hurt?
No, it's fine.
We're almost there.
And fingers kind of goes, like, when you approach the stairs, fingers kind of goes to, like, he's just putting his hands out to be like, I don't want to do anything at all.
Yeah.
And Thalen knows that he's useless and just kind of, like, bowed out, and is just kind of standing next to the stairwell, kind of, like, staring at a wall.
Yeah.
I think he kind of, like, sits down and shuts his eyes, like he's like, I'm just gonna keep trancing if it's all the same to everybody. But he's not yet. He's just like kind of resting against the wall.
Yezi is kind of standing out of the way because she's just like, I'm sure that I am the last person that he would want help from.
And as you approach the doorway to the room, fingers, like, you know, like gives you, like, arms out type situation. You can feel, like, Lucian's arm around you. You can feel he's warm, probably from the effort, and generally feeling not great. And you get him kind of, like, you walk over to the bed and you get him kind of, like, sat down.
You're right.
What was that?
You're right.
I thought I was complaining for no reason.
Or maybe just a little bit.
And he's gonna he's sitting, and he's got still his arm kind of around your shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
And Fingers is like, all right, well, if you need anything, hopefully I can provide it.
Thank you.
He's bow his head a little bit. And Lucian's gonna say, cheers, mate. And Fingers is gonna just bow out the door and shut it, kind of a little too hard, just with this whatever. And then he's you can hear him on the other side just be ooh, and then just walks off.
You're a bit warm.
Yeah, well, you know.
Do you want me to get you something cold?
He's gonna take his arm off of your shoulders and kind of lay himself down on the bed.
Mm-hmm.
What?
I don't know. Maybe some water. It's a bit colder than anything else.
Get me some ice cream, Tav.
I wish I could. Maybe I'll go into the village. It's real quick. Make a night trip.
Don't make jokes like that, Tav. It's not funny.
Sorry.
He's smiling while he says that to you. Are you sitting on the bed?
Yeah.
You'll be safe tomorrow, Tav.
I'm gonna be safe tomorrow.
That's what you always say.
This time, I have a bunch of other people coming with me.
You have to listen to them.
Alright.
Will you really?
I promise. I know that I'm bad at making promises, but I'm learning.
You've got a lot more experience with this sort of thing, you know, than you do.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be alright. I don't want you to be worried the whole time that I'm gone. I know that adds a lot of me to ask, but I'm hoping that I'll only be there for a day, but I'm really not sure if that's going to happen or not.
I know.
I hope it only is a day. I don't want to be away from you that long.
Even just for a day.
The day that I went into town, it felt like I'd been away from you for forever. And it made me really sad. And all I wanted to do was see you again. See my mum again. And that hadn't even been a day. That had been half a day when I started mentioning it. Kept telling everyone that I missed you.
He's gonna grab your hand.
Mm-hmm.
I miss your mum.
I miss my mum too. She's gonna be alright. And we're gonna find her. And we're going to help her. And then we'll be able to see her again.
Has that got to be true?
Hmm?
I said that's got to be true. Right?
Mm-hmm. It's got to be true because we're going to make it true.
He's gonna kind of wince a little bit.
You're right.
You know something funny?
What?
I never got hurt once. In all 4 years. You know, scraped the black eye, but nothing. Don't even really have any scars.
That's good though, right?
I guess so. Suppose this is making up for lost time.
I hope not.
Might as well get my licks now.
What does that mean?
It's funny too because you probably imagine, but it doesn't feel very nice. But things that hurts most sort of nagging is my head. From that pissing shot we did earlier.
You really are lightweight.
It's embarrassing.
I think that I drank more than you did. If what Lady Gwynth gave me was alcohol, which I'm not sure if it was or not, it might have just had drugs in it.
Oh, it's have a meal.
What?
Everything you say makes me so worried. All the time.
I'm sorry. Don't mean to make you worried.
You don't really care.
What do you mean?
But I don't mind it. As long as you're safe.
I care about making you worried. I don't want to make you worried. Why don't you think that I care?
I think if you truly cared, you would listen. But I know it can be a bit.
I tried to be careful whenever I'm doing stuff, but sometimes it seems like you don't want me to do anything at all. And it can get hard to listen when everything seems so exciting and there's so much to do. But I still try to be careful because I don't want to worry you, but I still want to do all the fun things that the world has to offer. Like climb trees and go out walking, and because at night, I know that you don't like it when I do that, but a lot of different bugs come out, and there's ones that light up a bunch of different colours, and they only come out at night. And if I always listened to you, I would miss all that stuff. I still care about you. I still care about what you think, and so I tried to be careful. I'm just bad at it. But I'm trying to be better.
I know it can be a bit unreasonable.
It's alright.
I hate to think of myself as an anxious person, but
Is that a bad thing?
of course it is tough.
I think that you just care a lot. And that's good.
I'm just not very good at controlling it.
Controlling what? How you feel?
I suppose so.
Well,
Like earlier.
what do you mean, like earlier?
I've never seen you look so It's like a combination of things. I've never seen you look so... I said I was only going to say it the once.
Beautiful.
You look so different. Changed.
Did I?
I don't know how to explain. It was like... when I saw you the first time, when I got back. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's a similar feeling.
I was just wearing a dress.
He's gonna, like... reach out for your other hand.
Mm-hmm. Just gonna give it to him. And she's gonna kind of, like, turn her body to face more towards him.
He's, like, too spent to sit up.
Mm-hmm.
So he's just kind of, like... he was laying his head back, and he's gonna, like, pick his head off. Pick his head up off the bed. I asked you for some time.
Mm-hmm.
To get used to the idea.
Of us being together.
In that moment, I sort of saw it. The moment. Sort of slipping through my fingers. Tomorrow you'll be somewhere else.
I don't want to be.
And you'll be something else. If I don't. He's like, squeezes your hand a little harder with his one good hand.
Mm-hmm.
You're going away from me. Like this. There's nothing tethering you to me.
That's not true.
You're gonna change, Tav.
Not gonna change. What are you trying to say, Lucian?
If I don't take the opportunity, it'll pass me by. That's what I realised in that moment. I knew it was dangerous. First time I came over for dinner.
Dangerous.
You're both so lovely. And I was so...
amazing.
no,
Nice and interesting.
strange.
Not strange.
I was... You don't notice things like this stuff. Neither does your mum, because you're too... good. You're too kind. You see too much of the good in other people to notice things like that. But I was... strange. But I knew that if I kept coming over, I would start to rely on you.
It's alright to have people to rely on.
No, it's not. Not when they...
Not when they what?
It's a sort of muscle memory. So I sort of I was sort of powerless to do anything about it, though. I needed it so badly. Especially at first.
Well, I was really glad that you were coming over. I really wanted you to be there.
I mean, it was alright being alone. It was quite challenging at first, before I sort of got a handle on it. On myself. Sometimes at first I would go see patients. All of a sudden they'd be waving their hand in front of my face, snapping their fingers at me. So I kind of just stopped. Sort of focused on something else. It felt like you were sort of my window to this place, this reality that I was sort of getting used to. And anyway, I thought it'd be okay like that, you know? It could just be that.
Just be us. Friends and stuff.
But I realised, that's not true, I didn't realise. Semfit told me.
What?
I'd been feeling quite strongly. I wasn't really sure what it meant. And I saw you working in the farm. I was walking next to the fence, the one that you can't see through. And I was walking up to it. I could see you. You were facing the other way. And I raised my hand to get your attention, open my mouth to say your name, and all of a sudden I heard you singing.
Oh. I'm not very good at it.
It's like bells, or I don't know.
Bells.
Can't explain it. I was mesmerised, really. I was. And you started walking away, so I followed you on the other side, on the other side of the fence. And I was sort of dodging the knot holes so you wouldn't see me. And
I'm surprised I didn't notice you.
I must have looked like I'd gone mad to the other people walking around, because I was just like my face scraping against the fence, listening. And eventually you stopped and I stopped, and I sat on the fence with my back against it on the ground, with my eyes shut, listening to you sing. It was like my head was clear. There was nothing happening. It was just your voice. It's like magic. Your mum sings sometimes.
She's much better than I am.
It feels similar, but something about yours. So, I was thinking about it quite a lot. And a few days later, I went to the general store. And I was talking to Simfit about nothing. And sort of brought it up. So embarrassing in retrospect. But I said to him, I knew I wasn't doing a good job at hiding my embarrassment. Simfit was smiling, grinning like an idiot. And I said, have you ever heard Tavermeal sing? He said, yeah, a few times. So I launched into some sort of bit about how you never shut up or something. I interrupted him and I said, she's amazing. Where did she learn to sing like that? And he gave me this look. And he said, Lucian, she's average. It's nothing special. And he told me that the only reason that I thought your voice was so beautiful was because I was in love with you.
Is he right?
If you don't want to do this, we don't have to. I would never want to put you in a situation. I know that I've came all this way to find you, but
Lucian.
It wasn't to make you.
Lucian. She's gonna reach a hand out and kind of put it on the side of his face. I love you so much. And I thought about it a lot. And I don't want to just be your friend. That's all right.
Tell me I love you.
I love you too.
I love you since the day you put that cold washcloth on my face when I was sick. I will never stop.
You promise?
Of course.
I'm really glad I didn't leave when you told me to when you were sick.
I didn't expect you to anyway.
Does this mean that you're mine now?
I've been yours.
Have you?
Are you mine?
Forever.
He's gonna squeeze your hands and kind of shake both of them a little bit. Could you help me sit up?
She's gonna help him do that.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna just wrap you in a hug.
Tavmil's gonna, like, bury her face in his neck.
I knew I had to tell you before you left.
I'm really glad that you did. I would have just been thinking about it.
He's like nodding his head. So, you're gonna come back to me?
Of course.
You're not gonna leave me?
Never. Don't want to leave you. All I want to do is come back, and I haven't left yet.
He's gonna like pull you kind of back away from him so that you can see him. You've got to come back to me. But you don't have to worry. Because if you don't, I'll come find you.
Maybe this will be the first time I won't make you have to come find me.
First time. That would be right. He's gonna like lay himself back down onto the bed. You should go to sleep, Tav.
I don't know if I can.
I bet you can. You got a long day tomorrow.
Yeah, but I'm really excited.
About what?
Are you loving me?
Me telling you changes nothing. It's not more.
Yep, I can call you mine now. If people ask me, who's Lucian? Then I can say... What do I say? My boyfriend. Is that what it's called?
I think that for now you should say nothing.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Or maybe when normal people say it.
Say nothing.
Why?
I wanted to have. You might be too.
Alright.
It's quite painful for me.
What is?
I don't want to. I wanted to tell you before you left, just in case. Just in case. So you would know. But I didn't want to tell you because I thought there was a chance that you'd be happy about it. Can you be happy when it's all over?
I'm not sure that I can not be happy now. It's a bit hard for me to not be happy. And this past couple of days, I haven't really been happy. I was happy when I found you, but I was also worried. Right now, this feeling is so nice, I don't really want to let it go. Or put it away somewhere. I just kind of want to sit here with it. And let it fill all of my limbs and fingers and toes. I want to feel it in my ears.
I'd like to feel it too. But I can't until I know that you're safe. It's all over.
It's alright. I feel enough for the both of us right now. And then I'll make sure that I come back.
You've got to go to sleep now, Tuff.
Alright. I'll try.
Good girl. He's gonna there's no kind of chair or anything next to it. There's a chair in the room. You can kind of pull it over. But Fingers, there's blankets and a pillow and stuff on the floor next to the bed. For you.
Yeah. I think Tavamil brings over the chair so that she can still be near Lucian.
It's gonna be uncomfortable.
It's alright. When I trance, I can sit while doing it. Don't have to lay down. It's just nice to lay down.
He's gonna grab your hand.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just looking at you.
What?
Nothing. Just waiting.
Waiting for what?
For you to go to sleep.
You're not gonna go to sleep.
And make sure you either start sleeping or trance first.
Alright. She reaches out and with both hands holds one of his hands and closes her eyes and takes a deep breath. Then opens them and she's not there.
All right. While that happens and Tavamil sleeps and Lucian does whatever something there is an awake Thalen is trancing in the hallway. He gave up. You saw him just be okay, this is me now.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to come,
so unbothered by the events
if he wants
that have
to
occurred.
come kill me, do it. I'm so tired. He had a level of exhaustion because he didn't sleep the night before, and so he's kind of just but also it's kind of just well, an assassin just broke into this orphanage.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to sleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's just whatever happens. I'm so debased as a person. I think that Fingers and Yezi, as they walk past Lucian, or they walk away from the room.
Yeah.
Fingers they pass Thalen, who's sitting there not trancing. He just has his eyes shut, cross-legged on the floor, and Fingers kind of kicks him. And Thalen's can I help you? And Fingers is here. And Thalen's is there a better place in the house?
There are so many beds. Do you not want to go into a bed, maybe? Or a room of some sort?
Do you have one in mind?
She looks at Fingers.
Fingers is they're we're two down, so they're a little bit in short supply.
Okay, I guess hallway it is. I mean, there's a couch downstairs.
That's where Ethiad's sleeping.
Oh.
You gotta sleep in the kitchen. We could probably sleep in the living room.
Okay.
Thalen? Listen, I'll give you some. I'm all right.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Fingers and Yezi make their way downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Roll a perception check as Yezi.
Okay. Unnatural one. So
Holy
many, I know.
crap!
Every time it comes to
dude.
Yezi, she's freaking cursed.
She's not freaking paying attention.
Also, I'm pretty sure Ifrison's sleeping in the living room.
She is.
Okay.
I think Fingers is just like. I remembered that, but I was like, I don't think Fingers would remember that.
Oh, would remember. Okay.
Yeah. And cool. So you walk downstairs.
Mhm.
Fingers has his hand like in your shirt, like not in your shirt. Okay. Alrighty, on your like he's like grabbing your sleeve. He's feeling you up. Find out why they call me Fingers. He's grabbing your sleeve. And you're walking down the stairs. This is clearly not the moment to make this joke.
Okay. I could get it together. Alright.
You let me know when you're ready.
I just imagine walking down the stairs. It's like hands like on her boob.
And Yezi's like, right now? And he's just like, I don't know.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. He's grabbing her sleeve, and they're walking down the stairs. And he's not going to say anything. He's just pulling her in the direction of the living room. And so he walks downstairs, kind of sticks his head around the corner and looks at Ethiad, who is presumably asleep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, unless he woke up from that, but I don't think...
He was on the first floor. Yeah. He like sticks his head around the side, like the wall, and seems satisfied with that, and then he starts walking through the kitchen to the living room. And he opens the door, and he like takes a step in and then turns around and walks back to the kitchen.
Oh, what is...
If he's in there. It's like a laundry room.
Okay.
Okay.
I can sleep on some clothes.
We'll say for like the sake of you're looking for a place to sleep and you're thinking maybe you're gonna sleep in the living room. Fingers has like some blankets and stuff with him.
Yeah.
And so he's like, it's through the living room. So he's like tiptoeing through the living room to get to you. Do you want to roll as if to see if you wake up? You don't have to.
Sure.
Okay.
So I guess Yezi and Fingers roll stealth, and then if he rolls her perception against that. Nat 20 for Yezi's stealth.
Where was that ever?
Look, it's just her perception that's cursed.
Yeah, if he rolls, she has to roll 2 nat 20s in order to wake up.
A 2 and a 13.
Okay, cool. She's.
Yeah.
I feel like if he snores, so you can't disagree. Sleep at
I
me.
feel like she doesn't snore, but I feel like she murmurs in her sleep.
Oh yeah, what's she saying?
I don't want to do that. Well, I'm going to choose. And bottles.
She's asleep.
I think so.
She just does that.
I don't know. That would be annoying to
Do
be
you do
around.
that? Did I?
No.
Oh, he's gonna like pull you into the like laundry room. And it's just like a room that is like tiled.
Yeah.
Where one could do old timey laundry. Look, there's like a bucket and like a washboard and the other stuff you need. And then like some clothes. And then just like a nice cold tiled corner.
Yeah.
And Fingers kind of like looks at it and looks at you and is like, I don't know.
It's fine.
He's gonna like put down the blankets and stuff. And he's gonna sit kind of cross-legged on his pillow with his back up against the wall.
Are you sure that you're right?
Yeah.
You seem not okay.
Just go to sleep. What are you gonna fix, Yezi? What are you gonna do, huh? Nothing. Just go to sleep.
Why are you talking to me like that?
I'm sorry. Go to sleep, please.
I'm not going to go to sleep until you tell me what's wrong.
I gotta tell you. It's not obvious.
I know that... I didn't know that he was going to be here.
I haven't come back here in a while, and I come back and I bring that with me.
He was here because of me.
I was wrong about this place, I guess.
What, that it's safe?
It could change his mind. Something sets him off. It's a good thing he snuck past us, because if I would have seen him...
Mish.
What?
He was here because of me. I can leave.
That makes me feel better.
To keep you safe, I can leave.
What?
If I'm not here, then he won't be here.
No. No. He's gonna grab you.
Mm-hmm.
He's like looking at you, but you can tell that he's like not really seeing you, because he goes to grab your arm and he like misses. He grabs kind of nothing also, and he like has to figure out where you are. We can go.
What?
Do you think we should?
Mish, your family wants you here. And Tavamil cannot just go with Everson and Thalen. I just feel like I'm going to bring more problems. I have so many people looking for me.
I think, I think that Tavamil can't just go with Iffy and Thalen. That's not gonna work.
No, it's not.
I don't know what I contribute to the party, but I know what you contribute. As much as I hate the idea of putting you through that.
You're not putting me through anything.
But we'll be gone tomorrow morning, so it'll be alright.
It will. I don't think he's going to come back. I really don't.
I don't wanna think about it.
Okay. If I'm going to sleep, then you are too.
My, Either way, I'm done.
What?
I'm done. Somebody finds you and hurts you, kills you. Or if someone comes here and hurts my family, my mom, because I brought it here. But the possibility of that happening. So, I really don't have to be so afraid, I suppose.
I understand what you mean. I felt that way when Gail told me I had nothing left to lose.
So, go to sleep.
You too. Are we going to play this game again?
I'm not going to sleep.
Then I guess we have to find something to talk about.
You haven't gotten any sleep yet, have you?
I'm fine.
He's gonna lean back. It's like a tiny little window at the top of the it's like a basement type room, and so it's got one of those windows that's like at the ceiling.
Yeah.
And he leans back, and through the window he can see the sundial in the middle of town. And he says, "We don't got that much longer."
Okay.
So you gotta go to sleep.
So do you?
Yezi, I
Mish.
gotta make sure everything's alright.
Okay. I only need 4 hours.
Yeah, that's about all we got. We're leaving first light. We gotta prepare before then, too.
You have to be with it too.
What if somebody comes in, somebody else, and then I'm asleep?
It's not going to happen. What if something happens tomorrow and you're sleep deprived? Your reaction times are off.
Oh, I can see it.
Come here. She's gonna get closer to him and put her forehead to his. You're not there. You're here with me. You feel my hands? She's rubbing her thumbs on his cheeks.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel how cool they are? And rough?
Yeah.
And what do you smell?
I smell, laundry soap.
And you hear my voice saying your name, Mish. My love. And can you taste anything?
Blood.
What was the last thing that you ate? What did it taste like?
Tomatoes.
Mm-hmm.
Is that funny?
No.
You didn't answer my question. He's gonna like shake his head a little bit to like shake it off of him. You didn't answer my question.
What was your question?
What am I gonna do if that happens and I'm asleep for it? If I wake up and...
It's not going to happen. And if you worry about that all of the time, and get no sleep because of it, then something's going to happen while you're awake, because you won't be with it. And the first part of tomorrow is going to be the hardest. Getting out of town without being seen.
I don't know how to stop.
Stop what?
He's gonna like put the heels of his palms in his eyes. Seeing it, thinking about it, worrying about it. All of it.
Did my story help you yesterday?
Which, when I was going to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to do that, Yezi. You gotta go to sleep. We only have like 4 hours left.
Did it help you?
Yezi, go to sleep.
Answer my question.
Yeah, it helped me. Now Yezi, go to sleep.
Can you lay down with me?
He's gonna like lay down, like scoot himself forward.
She's gonna lay down, facing him. When I was younger, there were these hot springs, and I loved going to them because the water was so hot and the pools were shallow, so I could sit down and sink my body all the way down into them. And I was told that other Genazi could not go into them because they were too hot. They were not made for it. And even after a while, I would have to get out because it would be too much to handle. And I would sink all the way underneath, and the water would fill my ears, and I would open my eyes, and everything was just splotches of colour. And there was like a painting in front of me. And the best time to go was during the winter, when it was snowing. You'd be walking towards it, and you knew it was there, but you couldn't see it until all of a sudden you were right on it, because all of the steam was hiding it amongst the white snow. And you would get in, and the snow above you would be melting before it could reach you. And if you didn't pay enough attention, you could almost feel like you were somewhere else, like in a cloud or something. And the only bad thing about it was that it did not smell nice. It smelled like... have you ever smelled sulfur before?
Yeah, I smelled that before.
It smelled like that. when you got out, you didn't smell like it at all. That's weird. But, I liked, looking at my skin under the water. I have a lot more veining than just what is on my face. And it's like it, I don't know, becomes polished under the water. Like it's hot enough to fill any imperfections. I just wish I could bring you there.
I am there.
You are.
Mm-hmm.
You feel the water.
Mm-hmm.
You see how cold it is everywhere else. But you're so warm. If I was there with you, I would hold you so close.
I bet you'd be all shiny.
I would be.
You can see, as you kind of focus on him instead of on your story, that he's just like pouring tears. I found a place like that one time.
Really?
Yeah, when I was a kid.
Hot spring.
I don't know what it was, but it was hot. It was the first time I'd ever been in hot water before.
How old were you?
Never mind.
She's gonna put her hand on his face. We don't have to talk about it if you don't want to.
I don't really remember a whole lot. It's not that I don't want to tell you.
I understand.
I just want you to know that. I trust you. I can't tell you because I don't know. I don't know either.
It's okay. You only tell me what you want to tell me. But just know, I will always be here to listen.
Mm-hmm.
Now, she's gonna lean in and kiss him. Go to sleep.
I don't want to.
Well, then you're at least going to lay here with me.
When I die,
Mish.
where do you think I'll go?
Where do you think? A lot of people say that my beliefs are a bit weird. I'm not sure that you will find comfort in what I will say. do you want to know anyways?
No.
Okay.
He's gonna bury his head kind of like underneath your arm.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't say anything else.
Okay. And Yezi's gonna go to sleep.
All right, everybody's sleeping or trancing. As that night ends and everybody goes to sleep or doesn't go to sleep. It's all sleepy and dark. And eyes are shutting. And when they open, you're somewhere else.
Okay.
Somewhere green.
Mm-hmm.
There are mossy trees and vines and jungle-y, sundry, clouds of gnats and the chirping of various bugs, sundry such movements.
Okay.
And you know that you are in the forest, of course. And the only place that has a forest that looks like this, it's more like a jungle, really, is in the Weftway clan on that side of the border. And I have one question. Who are you?
I mean...
What are you doing there? Running through a jungle? There's no... around you. There's no evidence of, modern, if you will, society. There's no people around. You're just surrounded by jungle. Why do you find yourself here?
Why do I find myself here?
Well, think about this. You're running through the Weftway jungle. How do you feel right now? You scared? Are you happy? Are you excited? Are you filled with the sense of adventure? Are you...
I think he's pissed off.
Angy. Okay.
Angy.
Big angy.
Big angy.
And as you're angy, what does it look like when you get angry? What do you look like?
What do I look like?
What do you look like?
Well...
Just the race will do.
Just the race.
Unless you want to get specific.
I am another high elf.
Okay.
And I think when he's male.
Okay.
And I think when he gets angry, his fists are balled up and they're knuckle white, so tight, and the tops of his ears are red because he's his head is pounding with anger. He has a headache because of how angry he is.
You're storming through this jungle.
Yeah.
You feel your feet squishing into horrible, floor detritus.
That pisses him off even more. He's like, God damn it.
Friggin' smacking bugs out of his face.
The world is against me. It sucks.
All is not well. And as you stomp your feet across this squelchy jungle floor, all of a sudden your foot reaches something that is not making that sound and not suctioning your foot to it. You take a step, you take another step, and it makes that same kind of sound. And you look down and you see a wooden hatch on the ground, sort of New York basement style, if you will. It looks like there's a roll of perception check. We'll just do it flat for now.
5.
Okay, you're pretty distracted from your frustration, and so there's most of the whatever that it was on it. There's not a whole lot of leaves and stuff on it. So whether or not someone was trying to hide it or it was recently opened, that's not clear to you, but that's what you see. What would you like to do?
Open it.
Okay, so as you open it, are you opening it with sneakitude?
I think with caution.
Okay. Go ahead and roll stealth.
Okay. 10.
Okay. So, as you sneak, there's the door squeaks a little bit, and you kind of, you're just about that. And there is a set of stairs to go down it, stone steps, and the temperature in the jungle is very kind of like moist, balmy feeling.
Yeah.
And as you open that, it is, underground. It's still sort of damp, but also cold. So it's kind of like a deeper cold. Just in this sort of little walkway. And you see in front of you a kind of like a series, like a hallway, a kind of series of rooms. It looks is hewn in earth, so it's all sort of rudimentary. But it is at the same time outfitted with various pieces of furniture, all amenities of some description, and you hear somewhat near you a conversation behind a sort of gently, slightly open door.
Okay. I'm gonna approach that and kind of listen in.
So as you approach, you hear from the other side of the door some voices talking. And the first thing you catch is, "This is more water clary than I've ever seen." You're a high elf. You know about water clary. You know how precious and expensive it is. And how rare it is. How do you feel about that comment?
I think he's hackles up a little bit. I think his initial anger is forgotten because he's like, "What is this?
What is going on?" And you hear another voice say, "Well, you've seen his credentials. I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. I've so many questions to ask of you. I thought you were in prison. It was wrong of them to do that to you. You're the whole reason we survived that damnable conflict in the first place."
Okay.
Hear that? Are you gonna keep listening? Or are you gonna?
I'm gonna keep listening, but can I roll insight as to maybe the identity of the person that they're talking about, saying, "I heard you were in prison, but you were the whole reason we got out of this conflict." I think he's kind of like, okay, water clary reminds me of the war. Because that's when it was heavily used. So I think he just kind of wants to roll either insight or maybe history or perception. I don't know if maybe he would ever hear a voice that he recognizes.
We'll do history.
Okay. That one.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have no idea who this guy can be talking about. Maybe it was something that you would have known, but you're so kind of caught up in the whole underground, whatever the heck is going on, that you're not sure. Yes, well, Kaiser doesn't see it that way. Yes, indeed. Well, it is, of course, still wrong of them to have done that. I'm quite enthusiastic. Once I heard of the organization, I leapt at the opportunity to join. That's the next thing that you hear.
Okay.
You still listening?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, well, I'm sure he will be of assistance to you, as long as he remains in his current form. And then you hear, quiet. The beginning is a whisper.
Yeah.
And the only way that you would be able to hear this is if you kind of snuck slightly more into the room.
I don't think that he's gonna do that. I think that he hears Kaisa's name be kind of thrown around. And the words organization. And I think that he's like, "Sick. I'm gonna bounce." Actually, water clary organization. Somebody was in prison, is not, and also Kaisa's name is being said.
Okay, so are you leaving?
Yeah, I think he's gonna be like, "I'm gonna go back."
Okay, go ahead and roll just a flat D20 for me.
Okay,
real quick. I mean, they're all flat, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, 17.
As you walk away, this individual clearly, whatever the guy said, got his hackles up, or got his, dander up, got something's up, and he raises his voice such that you can hear him as you walk away. And you hear, "As I've said before, I turned him into a kenku. The mistake was that it won't wear off until a year from tomorrow, poor bastard. Made him a bit jumpy too. Might have just been his personality," and then that kind of trails off.
Okay. And for Shay, Kenkus are the raven folk.
Yeah.
Okay.
The raven folk.
Okay. I think that this guy freaking hears that and he's like, okay, I'm leaving. Like, I'm not gonna mess with this. Just me in this place. I don't know that these folks know. No. Like, fully he's bouncing.
Okay, so as you're walking out of the door, you hear the wooden hatch open and shut again.
Okay. Is there anywhere that he can hide?
You can hide in one of the other rooms.
Okay.
Go ahead, roll a stealth check.
Oh, God. 2.
Okay, cool. So you, like, face check like, bookshelf or something, kind of, like, sneaking around the corner into one of the other rooms. And you hear someone go, "What was that?" And then and one of the other voices goes, "Keep it down out there. I'm expecting somebody." So.
Okay.
And you see, kind of as you do that, the person who opened the hatch goes, "I'm sorry, but I apologize," whatever, thinking that it was a noise that he had created.
Yeah.
And he starts walking off in a direction down the hallway.
Okay, but not towards me.
Towards you, but you were able to kind of, like, sneak around the thing fast enough that it didn't, like, be a thing.
Okay.
And as you're kind of stuck in this room, you hear some more murmurs and whispers from that other room. Go ahead and roll another d20.
Okay. 16.
You hear much more muffled. The reason I'm not doing this muffled is so that we can all hear, but it would be muffled. "Yes, I'm sure you'll be quite safe. Speaking of safe, what of my wife?" And that's where we're going to end this episode of Natsu. Have a good evening, everybody. Have a good night. Have a good evening, everybody.
Fuck?
Have a good evening. Mwah.
Goodbye.
Hugs and kisses.